Careful. The boards are rotten.
This looks moth-eaten. No one slept here for a long time.
The tower had to be abandoned years before the curse.
Pascal Fogach smile.
Soft delinquent fools! And addle-headed, black-hearted, heathen bitches! Ugh. Hang on! I can live here. Better on my own anyway. But not with no bastard in roaches! Ugh.
You never know how you're going to go.
He died of stupidity. Should have seen it coming. No surprise, a petition against Flora. Shepard really wanted her out of the picture.
Footprints. Flora running from the ghost.
They lead to the cliff. She mentioned that too.
That'll be the path Flora took.
Flora's wrong.
She was right. Shepard did this.
Voices from the past, waiting to be heard.
The hell? This gunpowder is wet! Abbott, you lazy heathen drab!
'Twas the snow. You yap like a scared dog, Shepard. No bite.
The captain won't always be there to protect your ass. I'll get you.
Then you'd better not miss, little doggy. 'Cause I'm faster than you.
Things got out of hand fast.
The powder was a pretext, an excuse to abuse her.
After, he'll claim it was an honest mistake. We get used to it.
What's this then?
If the map is correct, the treasure must be hidden nearby.
That's my gun!
Reinforcements! When a corpse is this arty? Devil take it!
My gun! She stole it!
Flora Abbott's bag. The rifle must be Shepard's. What was she doing with it?
No idea. But we found his tie. We could make him manifest and ask.
Can't he wait? His ghost seems adorable.
I'll protect you. Let's do the ritual.
Show yourself.
Leave her to me.
Theodore Shepard.
You get yourself a ghost slave, mate. How does that work?
Check the bearing of your tongue or I'll cut it out. Mate.
Tell the little lady not to bare her claws. She's dead and powerless. I'm not afraid of her.
Am I to understand that you refuse to talk with me?
Thanks for the visit, Mr. McCraith. I'll let you go. I'm on a mission here.
You will answer our questions, Mr. Shepard. Will not be refused. Be grateful we don't just banish you.
All right, all right. You want to talk? Why not? I'll entertain you. Talk.
Why did you leave the safety of the fort?
Exile.
Captain Pennington exiled you.
I exiled myself. Pride demanded I leave. That black-hearted bitch was a walking insult. No offense.
Offense taken. You're full of shit.
You're all the same, aren't you? Acting like you know it all. Like you have character. Strolling the fort as if she belonged there and not in some barracoon. As if she were the equal of an Englishman.
What happened to you?
Same thing has happened to you. What do you mean, what happened to me?
You weren't always a mean-spirited maggot.
I care. I provide. I fought for my people. I shot down Indians and Frenchmen alike so my people could be free.
If you say so.
She's serious.
Mm-hmm. Are you?
Why are you trying to kill Flora Abbott?
Revenge. I deserve it. So does she. Everyone wins.
Revenge? For what?
For my murder, that's what. I'm not leaving till this dirty hag gets her dues.
You're telling us you're trying to kill Flora Abbott because she tried to kill you?
She did kill me. She set me up and got lucky. And when she found my body, she stole my musket and left me to rot. Make no mistake, it was murder. And highly disrespectful with it.
All right. Tell me more. Why would she murder you?
Who knows what goes through the mind of a savage? She's been at me since the beginning. But you know who's worse?
I'll indulge you. Who's worse?
You. That's it. Weren't for you meddling bastards, I'd be warming my arse in Fort Jericho right now. Pennington would be out of the frame, and I'd still be breathing.
You didn't die the way you describe it. We've been to the watchtower. You fell. You stood on a rotten plank and plunged through the deck.
No! She ran me from the fort, took my life and my position, prized my gun from my dead fingers.
Whatever else she may have done, and tempting though it must have been, she did not kill you.
She's nothing. She deserves to die. I'll end her. I'll end her. Do you hear me? I'll end her. I'll get her.
I think this area is similar to the map's instructions. They're gone. They're safe.
You're here. Lucky me.
I'm glad to find you in good health, Flora.
Of course you are. All right, I fess to it. The fight was closer than I'd like. I'm not much against a wolf without my gun.
You fought with Shepard often, right?
He pricked. Constantly. I stood up to him. He did not like that. He threatened to kill me.
You threatened him too. Did you mean it?
He believed I meant it. I made sure of it. But glad as his death leaves me, I didn't kill him.
I spoke with Shepard's ghost. He accuses you of his murder. He also blames you for his exile.
Theodore Shepard's misfortune is always someone else's fault.
I know you didn't kill him. The boards in the tower were rotten. He fell to his death.
Oh, I'm sorry, but how fitting. A laughable death for a laughable man. Always the hero, yet ever the victim.
I found your musket. Strangely, amongst your belongings I found a second. Theodore Shepard's gun.
It's mine now.
His death was an accident, but he didn't tell us that you'd found his body.
Yes, well, you found it yourselves. Good for you.
You let me believe that you'd only seen the ghost. But you'd found Shepard's body. You knew where he'd died.
So?
Flora, you took his musket. That's why he stayed. He's bound to the gun.
We need the gun. The train band needs every weapon it can get. I get haunted for helping out.
A story of hate that lived on after death. Let's give it an ending.
Here's the truth, Theodore Shepard. You were a trifle of a man. You're a trifle of a ghost. A man of pride, a jealous, fearful man. Your hubris prevents you from leaving.
You made Flora Abbott the target of your ire. You would not give her peace. We're here to give you yours.
And how shall I be satisfied?
Your rage at some perceived injustice blinds you. Open your eyes. You had some good luck, you had some bad. There is no other culprit.
I was in my prime. The finest of all the hunters, or at least the second of them.
Let go. Know it in your heart. For you, the hunt is over. Farewell.
You deserve not peace, but damnation. Still, good riddance. I'll go now, back to the fort. Perhaps we shall meet again. Perhaps not. You deserve not peace, but damnation. Still, good riddance.
Drop the innocent look, son. I'm not buying. That mutinous varlet escapes her cell and you swan in here without a care in the world. You expect me to believe the two unrelated?
Is he looking for a new scapegoat? Already?
Answer the question, McGrath. Where is Ellen Priest?
Any a clue? I didn't even know she'd fled. Whatever she's doing, it's her own endeavour.
She cannot have escaped without help. Again, I smell the deep, dark stench of rebellion.
So dramatic. Should have been an actor.
All right, Captain. Settle down. Walk me through what happened.
I don't know what happened, not exactly. The cell keys have vanished, the mutineer with them. Now, her character is one part vinegar and the other malaise. Now, who knows what bitter treason she now foments?
She can't have gone far. If the mountains haven't killed her, she'll be somewhere nearabouts.
While she remains out there, flapping loose like an undone mainsail, there can be no trust in here. Find her, McGrath, and I shall believe you. Find her, and do what must be done.
How stand Fort Jericho and her people? Anything notable to relate?
Here's one. An incident with Flora Abbott. One of her comrades petitioned me against her. I turned it down. Not content with fighting spectres, some also wish to fight amongst themselves.
Tell me about Sebastian Priest. What kind of man was he?
He was my loyal right hand for the longest time. On his last assignment, he failed me, miserably. He's remembered as a hero by those who do not know.
Why let his legend grow? And at your expense, too. You knew the truth. You could have cleared your name.
The people must have their heroes, son. Or they will make villains of the generals and string them up.
Is Helen Priest a liability, do you think? Or is she shot or bolt?
When a tiger shows its stripes, only a fool believes it's anything but a tiger. And she jeopardized the fort once before. Why wouldn't she do it again?
I happened upon this, a package for the garrison. The messenger didn't make it, sad to say, but I'm happy to deliver.
At last, the long-awaited payroll, just as Fairfax promised. Morale may improve yet.
Sad to say there's no payroll. It's just a bundle of letters. I suspect the money was stolen.
Maybe we were wrong to give it away.
Ah, for shame. I should not be surprised. Thank you, all the same, for the delivery. Perhaps the post shall offer some comfort.
All right then, Captain. I'll see what I can do about Helen Priest.
She was billeted in the armory. That too is where we locked her up. You have my permission to investigate. McGrath, Fort Jericho would only hold if I can maintain unity. Should Ellen Priest turn up dead, I'll not make a fuss.
Lovely man, really. Someone left in a hurry.
Helen could draw. These are fantastic. She took guns. All the guns.
No spectral stains.
A lockpick. How did Helen get out?
Pennington's missing keys. This has been moved recently.
Well, would you look at that?
No mouse did that.
How does Pennington not know about this?
His head's up his arse, that's how. Either we have a giant rabbit, or this is where she went.
Giant rabbit? There's the thought.
Careful. A dark will is upon that thing.
This cabin and that gravestone feature heavily. A clue?
Maybe, but they could be anywhere. One time in a prison in Paris, I banished the rotting corpse of a bishop.
This is gonna be good.
There was a growling in the dungeon, so down I went alone. Empty cell, door locked, no pick. No idea how he got out, but he did. Turns out the bishop was possessed by a tyrant. Killed all the prisoners, was planning a rebellion. A riot of the dead. I've no idea why he was there, and at the end, neither did he, but it took me 3 days to clear the building.
Oh la la.
This isn't over yet. Ah, the cabin from Helen's drawings.
This is the place.
You.
I had a feeling we'd be crossing paths again. If Pennington sent you, you may run along. I've nothing to say to any of you.
I'm curious. How did you escape without being noticed?
I know Fort Jericho better than anyone. It has many ins and outs. If Pennington hadn't had his head up his own arse, he'd have known not to put me in those cells.
That's what I said.
Did you have help?
I still have friends in the fort, and if you think I'm going to tell you more than that, then you really are mistaken about my character.
You weren't easy to find. Why here in particular?
I was with child when the first plague came. I gave birth surrounded by the dead and dying. My son never had a chance. I wished to bury him away from the mines, away from the garrison. Somewhere his and his alone. I brought him here. I left him here. And I nearly did not make it back.
That's a lot of loss for one person. I am sorry.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
Sebastian's husk vanished. It must have been hard to lose him all over again. How are you bedding up?
My days are quiet. Some are better than others. At times, I am grateful for the memories. At others, they feel like fingers clamped upon my throat. I'm still learning to live around my grief.
I wish I could tell you that time heals all, but I'm still learning too. Maybe it doesn't.
One day, it will be safe to remember. In this, I trust. Count your blessings in the moment, for both are fleeting.
What are you doing up here?
Did Pennington send you? Yes or no?
Aye, he sent me. He thinks you plot against him.
Let him. Let him imagine me lurking in the dark, waiting for him to turn his back. Let him live in his delusion.
I don't think he needs you for that.
If it's not me, it'll be someone else. A man in that state needs an enemy, real or imagined. I took that role. I hereby resign. I am done with Pennington, Fort Jericho, and all in it.
What's the plan? You can't mean to stay here forever.
I could. But no. When I'm ready, and the road is open, I'll leave for Boston and begin anew. For most of my life, death has walked with me. But to see how you Banishers walk proud beside it, well, it's as if you dance along the road with death. That leads me to wonder. Perhaps it's time I embraced my gift and put it to good use. Perhaps I too may dance along with death.
Have you always been sensitive to the invisible?
I suppose I have. As a child, we'd play secret games in which we'd summon spirits, as you do. For me, though, sometimes they came. I remember, for weeks after my grandmother passed, I'd see her sitting at the foot of my bed. My father ascribed it to a wild imagination. He would not indulge it.
You weren't imagining it. You have talent. Match it to your prowess in the fight, and you'd make a fine banisher.
I was hoping to find someone to guide me on that path.
It's a noble calling. You'll be helping the living to live, and the dead to depart.
That sounds like a purpose. I need a purpose.
Be warned, child's play it is not. There's a lot more to it than clubbing specters.
Show me. Show me a real foe with a real banisher fight. Teach me.
I'd happily be your teacher, but recent events mean I no longer qualify. Looks like you got yourself a new apprentice, Red.
All right, I'll step up. Till you find someone better, mind. Let's show Helen how banishers fight.
First of all, keep in mind that fighting specters is rarely easy. They can be tricky.
Aye, caution is always advised. But you're in good hands.
I know a cave where we might find a fight. Follow me. Antea, how did you become a banisher?
My mother was a healer. She had the gift. Taught me all she knew. But I was different. I had a gift for ghosts. At 15, I set off to develop it. I knew no one, and had nothing. But my teachers saw my yearning for knowledge and took me on. And here I am.
Quite the adventure. This way. This is the place.
Good instincts. This cave is badly stained.
Time to dig. We use runes and words of power to make spirits manifest.
Do you pluck them from thin air with your magic rings?
It's more that we will them to come to us. The rings help channel the power.
I summon you now!
I'm right here, you know. They never learn, do they? Incoming! Don't let it crush you!
Why do I get the feeling that we're sitting ducks?
That corpse is gonna shoot. Gotta stay down.
Reinforcements!
Fine work. Both of you.
And that's how a fight goes.
Most of the time.
Except when your partner drops his sword or loses the tie.
Fairy stories. Neither of those entirely plausible things has ever happened.
You fight well, Banishers.
As do you.
If I didn't, I'd be dead.
If you're truly serious about becoming a banisher, I may have a contact in Boston who could help. Her name is Elizabeth Grey. You should find her, if she wants to be found, at the Green Dragon, not half a mile from the wharf. Tell her I sent you. When you meet her, please tell her she is now the best female banisher in the land.
She's interesting. I'd do some reading if I were you. Might help me make a good impression. Here, this book served me well. It'll serve you too.
I shall treasure it. Thank you. Thank you both so much.
Take care, Helen.
Any last advice for a young-ish apprentice before you go?
Love life. Even when you lack the stomach for it.
Perhaps we'll meet again.
God willing, we shall. You fight well, Banishers.
As do you.
If I didn't, I'd be dead.
If you're truly serious, her name is Elizabeth Grey. When you meet her, please tell.
She's...
I shall treasure.
Take care, Helen.
Any last advice?
Love life.
Perhaps we'll meet again.
God willing.
Back to Pennington to give him the news of Helen's passing.
It's such a good lie, it's almost true.
Not quite.
Elizabeth's still in Boston?
You know Elizabeth. She loves a bit of culture. I'm told Boston has many taverns.
I'd assumed she was dead.
Most people assume she's dead. She likes it that way.
She and Helen are talking cheddar.
Yep. They're gonna have so much fun.
Report. Where's Priest?
From one soldier to another, and I'll not put it in writing, but Helen Priest shall pose you no more problems.
My word. Such terrible tidings. Thank you. Not your affair, of course, unless so mine. From one soldier to another, and I'll not put it in writing. But I'll not mind if the purse on my desk goes missing while my back is turned.
How are you doing, sir?
How am I doing? How am I doing? It is strange. Ellen Priest's pricking thorn is plucked, the rage abates, the troop rebuilds. And yet, though the danger is past, I feel it, present. I see things in the shadows. An unexpected noise may startle me, but that's not the worst. The worst is, I miss it. I miss the simplicity of inescapable doom. The darkness calls me back. It is the strangest thing.
Nothing strange about it, Captain. In time, it fades. There will always be moments you hear the call. Just be sure not to answer it. Permission to take my leave, Captain?
Permission granted.